Alright, today we are using the Feng 82, and this is actually the last weapon that I can nebula. I've literally nebulaed every other gun in the game, which is crazy to think. And then off screen I did all of the, kind of miscellaneous weapons I didn't have. But yes, this is the last kind of additive DLC weapon, I guess you could call it, of just this nebula grind. It's interesting that we're finally done with it. And also a little heads up, which I'll be making a video on this later by itself, but let me look at this. Everything is done, including all of the Dark Ops challenges. It's all finished. Every single thing is done, which is just crazy to think about that. I've been playing zombies so much, and it honestly feels a little bit, like just kind of worth it in a way, just seeing how clean like all of the calling cards looks, and just seeing that all the grinding I put, just all the time I put to the grinding, is coming to an end a little bit. But it feels good. But this gun specifically can one shot, in the beginning rounds, because not a lot of guns can one shot in general to the head for a while. Normally it only lasts maybe a couple rounds and then it'll start falling off. But this, without anything, or I just not realized, are these zombies? Oh, for some reason they looked, maybe it's just the Terminator skins that I've been seeing, but they looked like Terminator little zombie. That's what they should have did. Add little Terminators as the zombie skins. That would have been cool. But like round 2, still one-shotting, which, I mean, you just can't go wrong with this weapon. You really can't. The only drawback, I think, it classifies itself as an LMG, but it has the least amount of ammo in an LMG. Like, this is extended mag 2 and it only goes up to 75. So as you can imagine, 140 I think is for the or 150 I think is for the pack-a-punch version, which is still a lot, but it's just interesting that that's how little ammo it has. So normally most guns that aren't snipers or shotguns will stop one-shotting at this point, but look at this. It is still one-shotting to the head, which, that is insane. That CHF barrel makes a lot of guns crazy. But what we're gonna do to even add more damage, we're gonna use this, and it's gonna make it one shot again, probably until maybe I think round 5 is where it finally drops off. But like, just because it drops off does not mean the damage is bad. Like, it'll still then 2-shot, and other guns are barely 3-shotting at this point. Now I did get a comment yesterday, oh well, look, it finally dropped off, but still 2-shot, that's not bad. But someone did comment yesterday saying that I should be doing my tests. I think they were thinking I was testing the weapons, and I mean, I'm showcasing them, but I think I'm doing a better way of showcasing damages and not kind of how long they last in these earlier rounds, like to round 16 or 21, just for the sole reason that all guns that aren't the GS45s are gonna drop off before round, like, I would say before round 40, but more likely it's going to drop off at about round 35. All weapons are going to. Not saying they can't get kills, they're just not going to get as many kills as they normally could. So I like my method of how I do this, and kind of how I like to showcase the weapons, because I think it showcases the damage and all that. Because the damage, the scaling is only going to go so far. Unless they add double tap to the game and double your damage, it's not going to do anything crazy. Like, most people are going to go for high rounds, and it's going to turn into using the ice staff, or using a mutant injection like you would do on other maps. It's never going to be like you can use whatever weapon you want, but it's never been like that in previous zombies maps, in my opinion. I think it's always been, you're normally using traps, wonder weapons, whatever it may be. Even like back in World at War, like, you're literally using a flamethrower and knocked until, well, I mean, that's the only way you could really get through the rounds, because I believe there was only 24 per round, and the flamethrower was the only thing that was like infinite. You just, I think, have to wait until it cools off again. But then it turned into traps, and you're doing the trap mechanics and all that, and then some wonder weapon stuff. But in reality, it's just the same with how it's been, like, from the very beginning. Nothing really changed. But yeah, we are still 2-shotting with this weapon, and we haven't upgraded the rarity or anything like that. It's just dead shot and then just the base gun itself, but it's so strong. And I put rapid fire on it so it can shoot a little bit faster, because I will say, like, kind of comparing to how the Tanto is in the SMG category, this is comparative to that for the LMGs, because it does shoot slower than a lot of the LMGs, but you fix it by putting rapid fire on it and it just hits like a truck. So you really can't go wrong with this weapon. It's definitely one of the more stronger, and I probably, if you bring this into the boss fight into this map, it might be able to, you know, it doesn't have a lot of ammo, so you can't continuously shoot, but I think it might be able to do a lot more damage than, you know, the guns that people are using, except for the ASG. I think the ASG is probably still top dog for that, but I personally like shooting more bullets than just the one that you're normally shooting with the ASG. Like, I feel like it just, faster shooting weapons work better, but that's just preference thing, not like a truth thing. Let's go ahead and see the damage on the Mimic. It's not too bad, it's not too bad. And still haven't Pack-a-Punched yet. We're not going to Pack-a-Punch it for a little bit. We have enough points to do it. But this map is more expensive in terms of buying doors, so we would probably, depending if it's actually in there, sometimes it spawns in different areas, but I believe it's at the beginning, or I mean in the Dark Ether Nexus every single time for the start of it at least. I want to go ahead and Pack-a-Punch this weapon, and I want to test the headshot now for at least damage on this weapon. So, alright, here we go. Jesus, it's one-shotting now at round 9. Like, are we kidding? Are we kidding? It's such a good weapon. Like, it honestly is. Holy. And I don't mean to glaze the new weapons, but I don't think, you know, people are realizing how good one-shotting at this point in time is with a bullet weapon like this, because it already shoots fast. Like, look at this. It shoots fast enough that, like, are you kidding? If you're aiming for headshots, it's like perfect. There's literally nothing wrong with this weapon. The only thing is the lack of ammo, but 150 is way more than enough bullets in a mag. Now, like I said, it's not as, you know, much as like the PP919 or the GMP, or even the, well, I think the PU actually has about the same. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, the damage that this weapon is doing, and you can put on rapid fire, it just makes it worth it, in my opinion. It does. Let's do another test. Still one-shotting on round 10. A bullet weapon one-shotting on round 10. This isn't a marksman rifle. This isn't a shotgun. This isn't a, you know, sniper rifle or anything of the sort. This is literally just a bullet weapon. Just straight bullet weapon doing this, which is honestly insane. You know, I think this is what PC players think aim assist look like, in my opinion, is what Deadshot does. I honestly think this is what they think it looks like. Alright, let's see the damage. Oh my gosh, Jesus, that just shredded that. I mean, given it's just Mimic, so it really wasn't doing anything like that, like crazy. I mean, they don't really take a lot of damage as it is, but still, it's insane. I guess to play a little bit of devil's advocate though, when it comes to this weapon, if you don't aim for the head, then it's probably not worth it in terms of just damage, because like the damage output is crazy, but it definitely drops off a ton if you just shoot the body, which I think that goes without saying for all weapons. But just my personal thing is, like, if you're gonna aim for the head, it's gonna one-shot for quite a while. Okay, base zombie, it's still one-shotting on round 13 to the head, but if you shoot the body, all right, now it's 5-shotting, which is not good. But I think, I want to say the avid zombie player is going to aim for the head, just because why wouldn't you? It's not the point system anymore. Now, if it was back to the point system, this gun would probably be not a great point weapon, in my opinion, just because of it does too much damage, kills them too fast. You wouldn't be getting points out of it, but it would be good for high rounds probably back in the day. But now it's like it's not that system anymore, so just aim for the head and it literally just is crazy. I guess to be transparent again with the weapon, if we bring up the mobility of it, you definitely do move slower because it still is an LMG at the end of the day. And when you're like backpedaling, I normally like backpedal speed when it comes to this game, and it has a very slow backpedal speed when it comes down to, you know, killing zombies like this that you could get trapped in the back. I have a couple times in this game, but obviously it's Black Ops 6. You can get like 30 hitted for a down. Not really that extensive, but like it's not like the old days, so you're pretty much safe at all times. But still, yeah, the mobility is definitely slower than I would like it to be, but the damage makes up for that. We're about to get our first amalgam, and only amalgam that we need. I was going to pack a punch this a second time, but I actually want to see the damage, so we're gonna frenzied guard this, and then we're gonna just shoot it as much as we can with just single pack a punch, and then one and then purple rarity, and then see what we got, which is doing a lot of damage for not pack a punching this a second time. Yeah, this is dead. Let me look. Boom. That should be Nebula, our final Nebula that we can do in season 2. There's no more guns. Hello? Maybe? There it is. Oh man, the final Nebula we needed. Now we're all caught up, so any new weapon they decide to add, it's going to be a quick grind, because there's nothing they can do to really, you know, make the grind crazy anymore, unless they add another zombies camo, which I hope they do not do, which we can go ahead and get out of here now. But the only way that they make the grind crazy again is if they decide, hey, you know, like we did in Modern Warfare 2019 with the Obsidian camo after everyone got Damascus. Can we do that again with zombies? Everyone got Nebula. Let's add one more on top of that of, you know, you got your favorite weapon, 10,000 zombie elims. Be crazy. Okay, that's a little excessive, but I don't know. I feel like that would be a crazy grind to do, so maybe I'm not too mad at that idea, but I wouldn't mind if they added something new into it. But for now, we'll go ahead and check this weapon out in multiplayer, or well, I should say the private match, and see how it looks. Now, one thing is I'm using the black cell variant of the Feng, so it kind of looks a little bit different than the base weapon, but I'm excited to see this with Nebula on it. Which, does this have a specific? Okay, so it's just a basic. Ooh, hold on, that could look cool. Okay, let me go ahead and shoot this weapon then a lot. I'm just hoping the aesthetic of the black cell doesn't take away from the Nebula camo itself. All right, boom. Turn it real quick, turn it. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Ooh. And a little cloud finish. I mean, see, I'm getting Naruto vibes, the Akatsuki, with the little cloud finish on this black cell variant. So I'm actually gonna look at that again, more to the light. It's close right there. That looks like the best. Yeah, that little cloud finish it got is really, really neat. I like that a lot. This weapon, I'm not sure how it's gonna do in multiplayer and all that, but this is the end of the Nebula grind for now. I honestly have nothing else to do in zombies except for getting more of the artifacts and the intel to finish that out, but there's nothing really more for me to do in zombies specifically. So now it begins, do I do like back in the old days of commentaries? I've seen someone bring up he wouldn't mind seeing me play, you know, random horror games. You think that my chill vibe would be good with that? Because I've noticed that a lot of comments that had to do with that, of that when they're watching my videos, that I'm just like a chill YouTuber dude of just going for camos. And I mean, that's kind of how I view my channel as it is. I mean, it's weird. I had so many different eras when it came to doing YouTube. I started off doing commentaries, kind of like how I am now, but then shifted over to a little bit of like funny moments and let's plays and stuff like that. And then the third era was pretty much doing the Kingdom Hearts content, like news videos, and then kind of miscellaneous voice impressions were thrown in all the eras. So now we're back down to square one, which, what did I just do? Okay though, all right, we're lagging in private match. Good old Call of Duty. Really can't get over this. You see my latency. My latency is 16. Holy, all right, we can go ahead and get out of here. I don't know what's happening. Possibly. Is Call of Duty okay? Latency is going up a little bit, but okay, now can we leave? I don't know what just happened. That was really weird, but that's Black Ops 6 for you. There's always something wrong with this game at all times. But yeah, that is the end of the Nebula grind for now. We will do any future guns that do decide to come out, whatever that may be. And if they so happen to, you know, try to bring players back or just keep players playing zombies, maybe they'll add another mastery camo on top, maybe like a final one for gun specific things, because they've done that before with Obsidian. I think they've done that with a few other weapons. Normally it's just like, you know, whatever gun you like say you like the XM4, you'll then get the last final mastery camo that's not exactly Nebula, but we'll see if they do something like that in the game. But yeah, that is Nebula on every single weapon, and it's crazy. It's crazy that we're technically right now done with zombies.